put her up there.
Bobby.
Oh, hello.
I
She'll probably
didn't
wee.
collars that small.
I know.
Yeah, and I had to make an extra hole in it because even extra small was too big, bless her.
Oh, look at her.
When I brought, because I've got a little Yorkie that I rescued, and when I first brought her on the show, just to warn you, she did wee all over the set.
That's my worry,
Yeah,
this
she
one.
did. That was her first.
We've got tissues.
Oh, you have to hold her. She's trembling.
So how are you doing,
baby.
Bobby? Are you sort of, obviously you find love again with little baby?
Yeah, so for me, I could have never, going back to Bo, tried to, and I wouldn't want to have replaced him. But Baby's original owner had an older Yorkshire Terrier and they wanted her to have some company. So they had bought Baby, she wasn't called Baby at the time, but they bought her to keep the older one company, but it stressed the old one out and they quite rightly so kept the pet of, the family pet of years. So she needed rehoming and Mum come across it on the internet. And it sounds nuts, but I feel like it was a message from Bo because I could have never have got in the car and gone and got another dog because I just didn't feel it was right. I didn't want to feel like I was getting something to get over him or replacing him. But because she needed a home, and I mean, I love Yorkshire Terriers, and she was a girl, it just kind of ticked every box.
So how old was she when you got her?
She was still relatively young, I think, a couple of months.
Oh, OK. So she's been able to sort of bond with you.
Completely, yeah.
But Bobby, just for those that maybe don't know the whole story, and I know it's an emotional one because I have a little dog as well, and I totally get what that day must have been like for you. But you were just casually walking through the park like you've always done. You weren't doing anything strange or startling. Your dog was on the lead, as was the other dog, which is the interesting thing in this. I mean, what did happen, if you can, you know, without obviously trying to get emotional about it?
That's kind of the really strange thing about it all. Nothing was different. It was just a normal afternoon. It was his favourite walk. Nothing I could have done was any different or out of the ordinary. And we got to a certain part of his walk and a big dog on a really, really long lead had come over and within seconds it just had got hold of Bo and...
Because I think bigger dogs think these little dogs
toys.
are toys.
Completely, and that's why I feel it's more the responsibility of the owner than the dog because the size of Bo compared to this massive dog, it really did look like a toy. So
what did the owner do?
Went.
What, just left?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And you were just left there, sorry, Stacey, you were left almost, you think you took a panic attack actually, don't you?
Yeah, I fell to the ground and couldn't really compute what was going on and I got in a right state, obviously couldn't breathe, had a panic attack and when I kind of come round, I was left on my own in the field.
Did you manage to ever track down the owner?
No.
I remember when you came in how devastated you were and obviously still are. Do you think that Baby's filled like a little hole in your heart?
She definitely has. I've still missed Bo massively, and this is my first Christmas without him, so it's a real... But it's also Baby's first one, so it's kind of a bit of a pill to swallow. But she has definitely helped me. Yeah, definitely eased the process, which I think is what people was trying to tell me in the beginning.
Do you go up to the do you go up to the park a lot looking all the time for that? Would you recognise that person if you saw them again?
Do you know, it was such a split-second thing. I've got a feeling I would recognise. I'd certainly I would recognise the breed, I think. But I've never been able to go back on that walk. Like, I would never take Baby on that walk. To me, it's... I couldn't bring myself to do it.
You've had a tattoo, haven't you, Belle?
Yeah, so I've
It's in the wall there, look.
Oh, it's there, yeah.
Little paw prints.
So, because he was 3 when he died, love him. I had a paw for every year.
And you feel quite passionately, Bobby, about these long leash things. You think every dog should now be on a short leash when you're walking around the park, which I kind of agree with, actually, because you can't stop dogs from wanting to sniff each other and everything, but if they're right beside you, you can pull them away really quickly.
And you've got more control when it's a shorter leash. These really long leads, and especially if someone's got more than one dog on the same walk, there's too much lead to try and restrain 2 or maybe 3 dogs. And Bo was on his lead as well, and always have a little short one, but it very much has changed how I walk Baby. Like, the first sign of it, I'm constantly picking her up, because I'm just terrified of the same thing happening again, you know.
Well, she clearly adores you. Look at that. Absolutely loving you. And I'm sure Baby will be making an appearance in The Only Way is Essex the whole time.
Oh, yeah, she's had a little cameo already. And in the new year, she'll do some more.
The Only Way is Essex Miss, I watched last night. You with a bunch of turkeys. I mean, say no more.
I don't really like birds, or to be honest, anything with wings.
Don't say.
Exclusive.
We get some pretty fabulous guests here on Loose Women. There's plenty more where that came from. Just click here to watch more interviews with a whole range of famous faces. And click here to subscribe. It's free, so you'd be silly not to, really.